Hey guys, so today I'm sitting down and finally testing out the Hourglass, is it called the Vanish Stick Foundation? Seamless Finish Foundation Stick, the Vanish Stick Foundation, and I also have their mineral primer and the foundation brush. Guys, I'm off to a great start today. I'm getting all tongue-tied already and my eyes are really red and inflamed, so we're just gonna have to ignore those few things today, but I really wanted to sit down and film, so I'm not gonna let that stop me. So anyway, without further ado, let's actually get in to finally testing out this foundation. I have to say a massive thanks to my homegirl, Casey Rayton, because she's the one that gave me these products. She had extras, so she hooked a sister up, which was so lovely. So before I get into putting the foundation on, we'll talk some facts. So my skin type is a combination skin type, and then overall my skin texture is pretty great. My main issue with my skin is that I just have a lot of pigmentation. So as you guys can see, lots of redness and blotchiness. I'll just turn down my light so you can see a little bit better. But as you can see, lots and lots of pigmentation. So my biggest concern when it comes to foundations is I want coverage. I want full coverage. I want to cover that pigment. And yeah, so that's what I really look for in a foundation. So it says it's a medium to full coverage. It's suitable for sensitive, normal, dry, combination and oily skin types. So literally for everyone, supposedly. It's a satin finish, and it says it's a long wearing foundation stick with the coverage of a concealer. So on the Sephora US website, it retails for $46 US. In Australia, it retails for 67 Australian dollars on Mecca's website. Now I have the shade Warm Ivory, which is what Casey uses. So I'm thinking it should be a pretty good shade for me. We're usually pretty similar. It could be maybe the tiniest bit light. Oh no, it looks like it's gonna be good. So the packaging is like super luxurious. Excuse my tan wrists. Just ignore that. We all know it's a common occurrence now, so we're just going to ignore it. But that's the packaging of the stick foundation. So it contains 0.25 ounces. What does the Tarte one contain? So the Tarte one actually has more. It has 0.32 ounces. So I'm going to be trying out the Hourglass Mineral Veil? Is that how you say it? Veil? Primer. I've heard amazing things about this. I don't know about you guys, but recently I've sort of been getting over trying new primers. I had a bit of a fail with the Fenty foundation, so I used their primer with it and I really didn't like the foundation at all. But then I used the Fenty foundation with my normal Too Faced primer and it was amazing. So I'm like, okay, I don't know how I feel about testing new primers whilst testing a foundation, because clearly primer makes a big difference to how your foundation applies and stuff. So it is a lightweight mineral primer that melts into the skin, restoring moisture and imparting a silky smooth finish. It has SPF 15 in it. So yeah, it says it's a satin finish, it's oil free. Let's just give it a go. It's pretty expensive though, this primer. Oh, it's like white. It literally looks like sunscreen. I was not expecting that. Like, I know it's white in the bottle, but I was not expecting that. Goes on very easily. Definitely probably had a little bit too much. It's made my face white. I mean, it feels like smooth on my skin. It's very light. It definitely left a bit of a white cast, so I'm assuming it's going to cause major flashback, because I'm just looking in the viewfinder now and I know my face was already really white, but it's like really white now. I feel like majority of what you're paying for is definitely this packaging, not so much the product. Oh yeah, I forgot, did I say that I have the brush as well? I forgot to tell you guys. I have the Vanish foundation brush too. It's here, so I'm going to be using it to blend it out like they recommend. So let's go in with this pigmented side first and we'll see how it goes. Just going to do like 4 stripes. It's going on very creamy. The color looks like it's going to be perfect. It's looking pretty similar so far to the Tarte Clay Stick foundation, like coverage wise. So straight away, it's definitely a medium coverage foundation that is buildable. So you can certainly build it up to a full coverage. So, I mean, I think that's pretty good. That's pretty good. So let's like do half my face. It blends out really easily. Like, I'm having no problems with it blending. It's looking great on my skin, effective immediately. Like no having to wait for it to settle or anything like that. You guys know with like matte foundations, quite often I feel like I need to let them settle and sink into my skin first of all, but I think this looks pretty flawless just immediately. I'm just gonna have a little look close up in this mirror. It's maybe a little bit patchy around my brows, but other than that I think it's looking pretty good. So let's go ahead and do the other side. It's just so creamy. Like I don't feel like I have to worry about it drying down too quickly. I mean, on my side that doesn't have as bad of pigmentation, it was just like instantly full coverage. I'm feeling it on first impressions. Like I think it looks quite nice. It's very creamy. The color's good. I'm probably using about the same amount of product as what I would with my Tarte Clay Stick. It's definitely an expensive way to wear your foundation every day though, because stick foundations, they usually have like half the amount of product but are exact same price as like a liquid foundation. So now it does say it is a concealer, so you could bring it up under your eyes, but I don't know how I feel about having foundation up or under my eyes. Like this feels like it's a little bit too creamy. I have a lot of little fine lines under my eyes, and I also get a lot of lid creasing and Tarte Shape Tape creases like in those areas, let alone a really creamy foundation, because this is super creamy. I really like this brush too. I think it's actually one of the nicest foundation brushes I've ever used. I actually have been using it for a while now already prior to even using the foundation. So this brush works with other foundations too. So if you're looking for a really good, nice, compact Kabuki brush, I would recommend it as well. It's really nice. So let's give you a close-up look at my skin. I'm not going to put any more foundation on because it's quite creamy, so I feel like if I put too much on it's going to like settle into fine lines and stuff. And I'm also going to use my Tarte Shape Tape concealer anyway, so with the light down that's what it looks like. So as you can see, it's quite shiny at the moment. It's not matte, it's not what I would consider satin really either. It's kind of got quite a like dewy glow. So I'm just going to go ahead and use my Holy Grail, my Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Light Neutral. I think I'm just going to put it under my eyes today. I really don't feel like I need it anywhere else because this foundation is like literally my neck color. This is probably the most perfect match I've ever had in a foundation, and if I put too much concealer on around my face where I usually do, it's going to lighten up my makeup too much and I'll end up looking too white in the face. So I think I'm just going to keep it around my eyes today. Well, the concealer goes on really nicely over the top of that foundation. Zero complaints there too. So I'm just going to go ahead and use my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in light under my eyes and in medium all over my face. I'm using a Sigma Tapered Highlighter F35 brush. You can use Hannah for 10% off Sigma. That is a code, just Hannah, and that'll get you 10% off. That is an affiliate code. A lot of people say to me often when I have really red eyes, like, why don't I just use some clear eyes? And guys, first of all, that stuff is really dangerous no matter who you are, but second of all, I have a genetic eye disease, like a pretty serious like eye condition. I can't be putting shit like that in my eyes. You're going to be making noises throughout this video, doll. Hey? Why? Wow. Don't bark at me then and you won't choke. Lily, calm down. Oh my gosh. Kids, guys, jeez. Okay, I'm feeling this. This looks so good. Like now I've set it with powder. Oh my gosh, it's looking so nice. It feels very light on my skin. Like I feel like it looks like I have makeup on, but it doesn't feel like I have makeup on. So this is what it's looking like now that's powdered. It's pretty dang flawless. I'm feeling it. So it is 8:45, so I'm going to go ahead and just do the rest of my makeup and I'll check back in with you guys once I have all of my products on. Okay guys, I am back. It is now 10 to 10. I've got my full face of makeup on and so far so good. Everything's looking really nice on the foundation. The foundation is sitting beautifully. I have zero complaints. So for anyone wondering, on my eyelids I have the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette. I have Ardell Studio Effect Demi Wispies on my eyeballs. I've got a Criminal Comfort Matte Lipstick by Urban Decay on my lips, and I also have the Hourglass Ambient Lighting palette on my cheeks and their highlighting strobe palette as well. So yeah, I'm just going to wear it now and see how it goes. I've got to go into work, so I probably won't do a check-in until much later today, so there might not be a midday check-in. Oh, the one thing I forgot to tell you guys is this foundation does transfer very easily. So I blew my nose before, and like I'm a chronic nose blower. I have a lot of allergies, so I'm always blowing my nose. That's a given. But when I blew my nose, like all of my makeup came totally off, and I had to put some more foundation on the tip of my nose because it just came right off. And I wasn't even being rough. It just was like gone. And I found that it was a tiny bit cakey in like around the side of my nostrils, but this is very normal as well. I think I've got kind of like deep set lines in that area, and I also have quite enlarged pores in that particular spot. I actually need to start using my Benefit Professional in there because I think that would really help. But that's my only real complaint, is that when I blew my nose, it came straight off, which happens with the clay stick foundation too. I think it's because the super creamy formula, obviously if you're going to like rub your face, it's going to be disturbed. So just a mental note, because it is more of a satin finish and it's a super creamy foundation, it's definitely going to have transfer, and yeah, if you rub your face, it's probably going to come off. Because that primer has SPF 15 in it, I'm just going to do a quick flash test photo because I have a feeling this might have some flashback. Oh, good timing. Excuse me, let me try that again. The flash just made me sneeze. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, it definitely has flashback. So that means that in flash photography, it causes your face to look much wider than the rest of your body, and this definitely has flashback. I'm not going to show you the photo up close because the photo up close looks terrible because it's a really bad selfie, but it definitely has flashback. Without a flash, it's fine. Without a flash, no dramas. With flash, dramas. So I would recommend not wearing this if you are going to be somewhere where there's going to be flash photography, because your face will end up looking like a ghost, and that's what SPF does. Obviously, it's great to protect your skin against UV rays and stuff like that. So if you want to wear it during the day, it's going to be amazing. But if you want to wear it at night, like I said, with flash photography, don't do it because you'll look a little bit crazy. Okay guys, so I'm going to head to work and I'll check back in with you in like 5 to 8 hours. I have no idea when, but I'll let you know the time when I do. Hey guys, so I just got home from work. It is nearly 5 o'clock, so I've had this on for nearly 8 hours, and it is definitely, hasn't worn like the greatest, but it hasn't worn the worst. I'm telling you, I've been dying to blow my nose all freaking day, so I'm going to do it quickly now on camera so you guys can see the transfer of the foundation. Just excuse me while I look really ugly while I blow my nose. So I've been trying to hold off doing that all day because I didn't take any powder or concealer with me to touch up. But this is what the foundation is looking like now after 8 hours. It's quite shiny on my forehead. I felt like it was very shiny on my nose too, but now half of it has come off because I just blew it. I feel like my pigmentation has started to come back through on the left side of my face. So it's definitely like faded throughout the 8 hours, and I feel like it's gotten a little bit patchy ever so slightly throughout the day. You can also see where my sunglasses were sitting on my nose, and it's also settled a fair bit in all the lines around my face and in the crevices of my nose. So it's not like the greatest foundation for me wear wise. So it actually ended up being quite a humid day. So you guys know when you have a really big storm and then it gets really muggy. So it's been a day like that today, which definitely like makes my face, I feel like, get sort of like perspiry, if you know what I mean. So it was definitely a good day to put it to the test. To me, it's more like a 5-hour wear foundation. This is not something I would feel comfortable wearing on a daily basis to work, just because it's gotten way too oily on my forehead for my liking. I'm sure if I powdered my forehead, it probably would look okay. So let me just grab some powder and we'll just see what it looks like if you like touch it up. I'll quickly show you up close. You can see on this side where my sunglasses were sitting. You can probably see in the corner of my nose. And do you see, like here around my mouth where it's settled? In these little fine lines around here. And then that's the side where I have that patch of pigmentation. And I feel like you can see it a little bit more. I feel like all my products in general have gotten fairly patchy as the day's gone on, like on top of this foundation, which I was expecting. Like, I'm not surprised. Logic would say that it's not going to be the longest wearing on a combination skin type. I do find the clay stick definitely wears better on me than what this one has, because I don't feel like I need to touch that up throughout the day. I mean, it's definitely like salvageable. Like, I would happily just touch up my nose and powder my face again and go out for dinner or something like that if I had something to go to, but preferably it just would not be a foundation I'd wear, you know, on a long day's wear, if that makes sense. So you can still see the pigmentation, but powdering my face a little bit does definitely help it. I still can see, like, obviously all the fine lines around my mouth and everything. There's not much you can really do about that now. I would usually try and wear this for a bit longer, but I just did some groceries and I really want to cook dinner and I just want to take my lashes off and take my makeup off. So that is my feelings right now. But you know, I'm not going to be too harsh on it because ultimately it did give good coverage upon first application. It was a perfect color match. It blended out beautifully. I had no problems with having to wait for it to dry down or like settle into my skin or anything like that. It's just the longevity of it just wasn't quite on point for me being a combination skin type. So I think I would still give it like a 7 to an 8 out of 10 because if you guys are more on the normal side, I feel like you would love this. Are you right, baby? Are you right there? She's so funny. You wanna hop up? She wants to hop up. She always like wants to sit on my lap, but then when I sit her on my lap, she's like, help me, help me. Oh, here comes your sister. You've got really bad eye boogers. I need to wash your face. I need to wash your face and here's your sister. Me is just down on the floor. But I think I pretty much covered everything. Don't think there's anything I missed. If there is, just leave me a comment below and I will get back to you guys. And sorry I'm not making like heaps of eye contact with the camera. It's just because my eyes are so sore and the ring light's like burning my retina. So I can't make like really prolonged eye contact because it literally burns my freaking eyeballs off. So I'm going to take this makeup off. I'm going to go ahead and start cooking some dinner, making my favorite spaghetti bolognese. And yeah, so if you guys enjoyed the video and you found this foundation first impressions and wear test helpful, then give me a big old thumbs up. Leave me some comments below. Have you tried this foundation? What do you think of it? If you haven't, do you want to try it? What do you guys think of stick foundations? All that type of thing. And I'm going to go before the dogs make too many aggressive noises in the background because they're playing. So thank you so much for watching and I'll be talking to you all really soon. Bye. Whoa. That was so rude, Lily Amaya.